Hi everyone, I'm back, and like I said, I'm gonna talk about Stanley a little bit today. So let me get started. Stanley, his full name, before everyone says, "Oh, what's his?" Is it Stanley and people who know, it's Stanley Martin Lieber, and he shortened it because he always wanted to save his full name for when he wrote his big novel, which he never wrote, sadly. And I'm sure it would have been an amazing book had he gone through with writing his entire novel that he wanted to write at some point. Um, I think I've said on previous videos, I'm a big comic book nerd. I love Spider-Man is my hero. Spider-Man is the hero that I read as a child and I keep reading today, and I try to keep up with it. Um, Iron Man was always a good hero for the fact that, like, yes, he's a cocky asshole, but it's what he represents and what he is that makes him a better hero, through and through. Captain America, even though he's not Stanley did put a lot of work in keeping the captain going and bringing him forward in time. And Captain America was always a good hero for justice, hero for freedom, hero who represents what America should be representing. And that always gives a good moral dilemma, because you'll always see Captain America in the situation of, like, the nation itself has changed, the nation itself is in danger, the nation itself is wrong, the nation itself is this, and he'll continue protecting the people. He's for the people, not for the government, for the people. And then we have the Fantastic Four, Marvel's first family, and that's where I'll start. Stanley was in a crossroads with the comic book code, and how the comic book code basically said there should be no violence, there should be no morality dilemmas inside of a comic book. A comic book should always represent no kind of evil or true evil or monsters or stuff like that. It should always be, this is the hero, this is the situation, this is the end. It's a good ending, the end. And he was going to had poison point. What the fuck? And he was going through the situation of, like, I don't know if I should even keep writing comics, and you can't. Back then you couldn't go around saying, yeah, I'm a comic book artist, or I'm a comic book writer, in front of, like, doctors and stuff. They're not gonna take you serious. They're gonna take you as a joke. And he wanted to put one more effort into a series of books, and he started with the first Marvel family, the first family in comics, I would say, or if I can think back, my half sleepy self. And it was the Fantastic Four. And with the Fantastic Four, he brought in a lot of different emotions. He brought in sadness, he brought in happiness. These four characters they're not all happy that they have these powers. They're at a crossroads, an impasse of, like, what should we do? What can we do? Why do we have to do this? What makes us so unique from these people? Why are we alive? And sometimes they can't make the rent on time for the Baxter Building. Sometimes they are too cocky with Johnny Storm. Ben Grimm hates being the Thing. He hates it. Hates the name The Thing. He knows that the world hates him. Sue Storm is an impasse of love with Reed Richards, and Reed Richards does not understand the concept of love itself and other type of things. And it really brought in this new foundation of, wow, these heroes are they heroes? What's going on? And from then on is when Marvel's golden age surely appeared, and it's when everything changed. Everything changed for the better. Eventually, Stanley worked harder on other books, and he brought in Iron Man. He brought in Ant-Man. If I remember, yeah, Ant-Man. Black Panther. Oh, Sue Bell. He brought in so many more generations of heroes. Bye, girl. Love you, girl. God, she wanted that day. He brought in all these new classifications here. Of course, Spider-Man. He worked together with Steve Ditko, Jack Kirby, and maybe a couple other names that I can't remember because I'm half awake, half asleep, guys. You understand? Bear with me. Sorry. And he brought in so many new concepts and ideas into these heroes, and what these heroes represented, what they could do, what they should be doing, and Stanley, he did amazing work. And in his books, whenever he brought in Dr. Doom, there's so many, like, I can't, honestly, I could not understand all the heroes or bring in all the heroes that he has brought into this world, and so many fans have loved over the years. And he helped bring in a great emotion and motivation to these heroes and to the writers that would follow him. You know, he couldn't write all of them by himself forever, and you know, there's no way he could. There's no way he could do all he could for forever. And he did his greatest for so long, guiding writers and guiding writers and artists alike. And you know, heroes that he brought in, I'm gonna repeat again, Spider-Man. Spider-Man was such an influence, as I've already said, you know about his backstory. But and I also said I'm pretty sure about Spider-Man being the everyman's hero. And Spider-Man is the everyman's hero. He represents the good and the bad in us. And you know, with great power comes great responsibility, and that's a great thing to live by. Because it's true, if you have great power, you have this ability to bring such good, be responsible with it, do your best with it. And Stan Lee brought that perfectly with that character. Steve Ditko was also, you know, very influential in that character, as many people do not know of who Steve Ditko is. He helped co-write and co-work on the character. And in the documentary, it explains that there was an interview for Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, because Stan Lee said, if you're going to interview me about my characters and about Spider-Man and stuff, I need you to interview Steve Ditko. And they did, and they short wrote Steve Ditko because he wasn't as charismatic as Stan. And that's usually what happens, you know, you're not as hyper charismatic, you know, you're gonna lose a lot. But Steve Ditko did so much work, and it was horrifying that day that another creator would get short written. So, you know, a lot of you guys might not know that much about Stan, and you know, you guys might just think, oh, he's the Marvel guy. If you guys want to know more, look up the documentary With Great Power. It's an amazing documentary that explains a lot, explains his upbringing, explains where he is now and where he will go, and you know, the type of things he's gone through in his life, and the struggle as a writer, a director, an artist, a creator, anything, you know. And it's really motivational to you guys, to me especially. It motivated me to like want to pursue more of my career in writing, and it's motivational to anyone who just wants to feel motivated and feel pumped up about, you know, that there are people always going through the struggle, and it's hard out there, you know. It's hard to get your art out there. It's hard to get your music out there if you're a musician. It's hard to get your writing out there if you're a writer. It's hard to get your it's hard to get anything out there. Even these YouTube videos that I'm doing, you know, guys, it's still hard for me to get these out there, to get views and subscribers. But here I am, doing it. And you know, there's a few things that I learned from Stan, and it's like, if you're not creating and putting stuff out there, even to put out, maybe you'll get 1 view, maybe you'll get 2 views, maybe you'll get a person out there to read it, maybe once or twice, but at least that's one person. And when you're writing, when you're singing music, and when you're recording, who you have to impress first before anyone else is yourself. If you don't like it, then it's not good enough, and it shouldn't go out. And it might seem asshole-ish to say it sometimes, but it's true. Before you even think of getting fans, be your own fan. Love your work. If you don't love your literature, if you're not loving your music, if you're not loving your videos, if you're not loving anything that you do, may it be the smallest, most significant thing, if you don't like it, then it shouldn't go out there. How can you make someone else like something if you yourself are not liking and appreciating your own work? And it's a very true thing, and I feel that it's very, very important. And I'm over here kicking Magikarp's assholes right now, guys. You know, so take that to heart. You know, you might think, oh, he's just ranting and shit. You know, he's talking smack, whatever. But you know, I'm feeling like I should really express these type of things to you guys, because I always said that I would, and I want you guys to really, you know, listen and think about it. And you know, there's people out there that want to write, they want to create, they want to draw, they want to experience. And I think the first thing you should do is be your own self, be your own fan. And there's also people out there that, they're going through a lot of hard things in life, and they don't know what to do. Whether they be college students, high school students, may they be adults, may they be children. It's always good to start off, even if you're already late in the game. Get going, get motivated, get pumped up, get hype train, guys. Woo woo. Get going out there, pump yourself up and motivate yourself to really succeed in life and push forward in life. And I've seen a lot of even people in cosplay. I've gotten to meet a majority of big cosplayers, and I've gotten to be actual friends with them. And it's a big honor to me being a friend to any of them. And I've also gotten to meet YouTubers here and there, and I've gotten, that's also a reason why I wanted to get in it a little bit as a hobby. And what more can I really say to express these emotions to you guys and really try to pump you guys up to pursue whatever it is you wish to pursue. And I know I started off on Stan Lee, but that's how it goes, guys. Stan Lee was a big motivator to me, and I don't know who motivates you guys. I don't know what pumps you guys up. I don't know what you guys want to pursue, but like I said, look at the documentary, watch it, and then really rethink your views and outlook on life. And think about what I'm saying here in this video, and really think about it. Where do you want to do? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? And how are you going to do it? How are you going to get yourself out there? How are you going to express yourself? Whether you be shy, whether you be very charismatic, whether you be looking to pursue writing, art, music, videos, anything, whether you just want to better yourself in studies, whether you want to be a lawyer or anything, first motivate yourself. Sweet, Kyoko's 50. Kyoko wants to learn bite. Sorry guys. I don't want to mess this up, so Lear. Really do that and really consider it. This might just be ranting for me, who's currently just doing, who's in college and just, pumping videos out to pump videos out. But, really take it to heart, everyone. I would really want everyone to succeed. I want everyone to do better than yesterday, and to do better than the next day, and the next day, and the next day. So maybe I got a little bit touchy on these subjects today, and maybe I got a little ranty on these, but I just wanted to express these outlooks on life to you guys. So thank you so much, everyone, and I'm so happy I'm getting positive outlooks on these videos. I'll see you guys next time.